tourist into the third heaven and visit the throne of God. He wanted to move into the place that belonged to God alone and put God off of his throne and take his place. He wanted God's place. I will ascend to heaven. Secondly, he wanted God's position. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. If you've been with us during this series, you know that the stars of God are an Old Testament expression for the angels. Job 38, verse 7. Lucifer was never commander-in-chief of the angelic army. He was a 5-star general, but he was never commander-in-chief. He was in charge of the cherubim, but he never was the one who originated the orders. When he said, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, he was saying, I am not happy just being in charge of the cherubim. I want sole authority over all the angels, and I don't want to submit myself to the authority of the Creator. I will become the absolute ultimate. I will originate all the orders that are given to the angels, and I will eliminate God from the whole scene. That's what his heart was. Number 3, Lucifer wanted God's power. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. In this statement, Lucifer declares his desire to control all the affairs of the entire universe. The expression, mount of the congregation, is an Old Testament expression that appears several times. It speaks of absolute control. It expresses that which belongs only to God. Here are 2 passages you can look at that will help you to understand it. Isaiah 2:2. Shall come to pass in the latter days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established on the top of the mountains. It shall be exalted above the hills, and all the nations shall flow to it. Absolute autonomy and authority which belongs to God only. Or Psalm 48:2. Beautiful in elevation, the joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion on the sides of the north, the city of the great king. This one, Lucifer, who said, I want to move in and occupy heaven, and I want to bring all the angels under my absolute authority, reached out in his desire for power and said, I also want to bring the entire created universe under my control and include it in my sphere of authority. I want to be in charge of everything. Not good enough to be number 2. I want to be number 1. I want to call all the shots. I don't want to live under the umbrella of the glory of God. Number 4, Lucifer wanted God's perfection. Watch this. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. What Lucifer was saying here was that he was going to take to himself a greater glory than the glory of God. And you know what? With all due respect to His Majesty Satan, that was a stupid thing to say.